like, Lord, you got to come down and tell me yourself what's going on. You gonna have to sit in this car seat and put your seatbelt on, because where are we going? Welcome back to the Real Key TV. Listen, if you're new, welcome, girl or boy, sis, okay, or bro. If you're not new, thanks for coming back. Okay, we're on our way to 300 subscribers. Hopefully we hit it by the time you guys see this video. But yes, you guys, so go ahead and like this video, go ahead and subscribe, and let's get into this video, you guys. So as you can tell by the title, yes, girl, I quit teaching. I quit teaching, and I cannot believe that it's happening now. Like, I've been waiting on this moment, but I didn't think that this moment would happen this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, this time, like, it's crazy, okay? Because I'm the type of person that I'd be all over the place if I didn't have a list of things to go by. So I have my handy dandy cell phone. I'm gonna be organized in this video, okay? And the first topic we're gonna talk about is why am I leaving teaching? Like, that's the biggest question I've been getting, is why. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, what's next? Like, you know, like, what's tea? Like, what's going on, y'all? And so just kind of take you back a little bit, because I don't want to have this video be so long. Let's just start here. I've been in teaching for 5 years. I just ended my 5th year of teaching this year, 2023, of course. I started back in 2018, and teaching was not my first choice, my first pick. Anything in education wasn't like on my top list. Like, if you know me, like, my biggest thing was hair. Like, I've done hair since I was younger. Like, I've been into hair for since I could remember, y'all, since I could talk or walk or do things. So I wanted to be in the hair industry way back when, but it didn't happen that way. God allowed me to take this route, and at the time I didn't understand, because, you know, when something's your passion, you want to go for it, you want to do it right then, you know. And so it wasn't what God intended for me to go into at the time, you know what I mean. And now, looking back on it now, I understand why I didn't go into it when I wanted to, you know. Gosh, God's timing is always better than our timing, right? Fast forward, I went to college. You know, my mom was like, go to college, you know, get a degree, have some fall back on. Cool. Okay, went to college, went to college trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Went into it like, oh, I want to be a pediatrician. No, not disciplined enough for that. And then I started getting into biology. I really love biology, and I was like, let's try the water treatment plant. Y'all, kept going, kept getting no's. And I'm like, okay, what is going on, you know? And so one day my mom was like, go into teaching, try teaching. And I'm like, oh. Like, when I was back in school, like, younger, like, I struggled in school. Not because I couldn't do it, because I just didn't want to be there. Like, I didn't really like school like that. If I'm being completely honest, I didn't like school at all, but I was just doing it for my mom, you know, just, you know, y'all know how it is, doing things for your parents. So yeah, that's what I did. And so I went into teaching. I remember years ago I even applied for teaching, y'all. I literally went up to a school, sat down, talked to a principal. She asked me one question: are you firm? And at the time, I didn't understand what she was meaning. Like, you know, I'm like, yeah, I'm firm. Like, yeah. Baby, when I got into teaching, y'all, I started in 5th and 6th grade of teaching ELA. Y'all, I don't want to say the worst years, because some good things did come out of it, but I definitely struggled my first 3 years in teaching, and that was the biggest reason why I did that, because I didn't want to be there. Like, I didn't want to go into teaching. Like, I wanted to go into the hair industry. I wanted to go to hair school, do all these things, you know. But God was like, no, like, you go into teaching. Y'all, I didn't have to apply for teaching. Like, doors was opening up for me in teaching, and I wasn't even qualified. That's where God wanted me, you know what I'm saying? Like, provision, I tell people this all the time, because once I heard it, I understood it. Provision grows wherever God is. Like, If God calls you to something, if God puts you in a place, he is going to provide. Like, he is going to provide, like, regardless, you know. And even though I don't know if I'm going to get emotional in this video, but child, I feel myself. But even though I struggled, like, on the inside, internally, during my teaching years, God was still giving me favor, y'all. Giving me favor, right? And so, okay, I taught 56th grade for 2 years. I'm like, no. I talked to principal. I'm like, hey, I want to go into a lower grade. Like, I can't do the 56th grade anymore. Like, I'm going to go to jail. Like, no. Like, y'all, and that's nothing. I'm like, God, you know how it was back then. Like, I know it don't look like I used to fight or get into trouble, whatever. But that's what I did, y'all. And so it tested my patience. Like, teachers know. Kids, even parents understand that kids will test your patience. And these wasn't my kids, y'all. This was somebody else's kids. Okay, sorry, y'all. Hopefully we still in focus. But yeah, these were somebody else's kids. And so I'm like, oh, Lord, help me. So talk to him. He's like, okay. So I went down to 2nd grade thinking that this was going to be a great idea. No, baby, take me back up, because they're just as worse as the older ones. Like, what is going on, y'all? So another year me struggling, because I'm like trying to keep it together. I'm trying to make sure that, you know, I professional, you know, because, oh Lord. And y'all, through those 3 years, I could not teach a lesson because I was struggling so bad with discipline, y'all. Because I didn't know anything about teaching. I didn't know anything about lesson plans and all of that. Like, that's a whole nother thing I was dealing with, y'all. So one day, now I saw this coming, y'all. I promise y'all. I was driving down the street and I saw myself getting fired from my job, y'all. But I put it out of my mind. I'm like, girl, no, I'm not gonna get fired, y'all. I promise you. I promise y'all. I went into that. I got called into the office, and they, of course, they said the good, but they didn't have a legitimate reason as to why they were firing me. You know, it's like, we're gonna let you go. And y'all, I'm literally like shook. And I'm not understanding why I'm shook, because God literally just showed me that, you know. And so I didn't understand the time. I was like, just like, oh, like, and you would think I would be happy, you know, you know, but of course, at the time, that's how I was making my money. So of course I wasn't as happy, you know. I was just dealing with it, you know. But y'all, so I got fired, and I'm like, oh Lord, what is going on, you know? Not long after that, y'all, I went into the job fair, y'all, because I wasn't trying to move out of teaching until God, you know, let me know, because I don't ever want to move without God, you know what I'm saying? It's just not a good thing, for me personally, you know. That's just me. And so I was pursuing teaching. I went to a job fair, and I had one y'all, I had one resume, because something was going on with the printers, whatever. I had literally one resume. And still to this day, me and the principal still talk about this, because it's just crazy how it happened. Literally had one resume, and it was for this school, this specific school that I just was at, that I just ended with this year. And when I tell you, y'all, I got the grade that I wanted, which was 4th grade. I was cool with 4th grade. Wasn't too grown, wasn't too babyish. Y'all, it seemed as though as soon as I got over here, y'all, like, it was I spent 2 years over here. My job was in school for teaching for 5 years. 3 years was at my very first school when I got into teaching. And my last 2 years was at this school that I just ended with. Out of 5 years of teaching, my best years, these 2 years, was at this school I just ended with. You know, now we'll of course hear people talk about, you know, what they didn't like about this school, and, you know, all these kinds of things. But to them, it seems as if it was torture for them. In my eyes, it was heaven to me, because of where I came from. Y'all, when I tell you, like, it was the best years of my life. And this is where I started to like teaching. You know what I'm saying? I was actually able to teach lessons, and, do different things with the kids and different things. This is where I was like, okay, teaching's not that bad. I started to get into, teaching, but still, hair was still my thing. I still wanted to do it, but I just couldn't. It was hard for me to do hair because I was trying to figure out this teaching thing. And so my best years were here, y'all. And I promise you, if God wasn't moving me to a different level, I would still be at this same school to this day. Because it was just great for me. Like, I enjoyed my time here. Of course, you had, every school is not perfect, you know what I mean? But for the most part, overall, throughout my years, it was heaven to me, And so, yeah, into this moving thing. Wow, I think it was last year, God was dealing with me with moving. I went and got boxes, not understanding what was going on, but I obeyed. I went and got boxes. He was telling me each day, put things in the box as you're walking out the door. I'm doing this, I'm doing this, and so I was like, okay, guys, about to get ready to, move me. I'm thinking, to a house in my state, you know what I mean? And so I started, got with a realtor mom had at the time, and so really sweet lady, y'all. If y'all, let me plug her in because she's the best. Put her information on the screen and down below. So if y'all are looking into getting a home, definitely check them out. They're sweet people, very patient, But anyways, got with my realtor. We was like different places, and I found, after searching, y'all, I found a home that I really wanted, because I wanted land. I always want land still to this day. Found land, y'all. It was on land, super perfect. Like, it was, to me, it was perfect, y'all. So I was at school at the time, and she texted me. She was like, hey, they want you to put in on the offer, put the offer in. Right then, I was like, oh shoot, like what offer? She was like, just put in the offer. So we was waiting, days went by, and then they said they went with another buyer. Y'all, when I said I was sick because I'm like, Lord, you told me, get these boxes, not knowing what I'm knowing today, so I was hurt, y'all. I was so hurt because it was perfect to me in my eyes, I kid you not. Like, I got in the shower. God was like, did you really think that this was it? Like, who do you think I am? Like, God was, to me, it was like God was getting on to me a little bit. Like, do you really think I was gonna, like, I'm a big God. Do you think this is what I was gonna give you? Like, mind you, like, I went through some stuff, y'all. I went through some stuff, like, woo, child. And so I was needing breakthrough. I was needing a season of joy. I was in need of a new season, because I went through a season of heartache and heartbreak, one thing after another thing. So I needed something, you know what I mean? And so that was another thing that God put on me, and I was like, "Ooh, I can't take anymore." And so, went into prayer again, and God prophesied to me again, and said, "Eyes have not seen nor ears have heard, what He's prepared for those, who love Him and call Him according to His purpose." That scripture prophesied to me about that, y'all. Because I was discouraged, and the enemy started coming in, and you know how the enemy is. Like, did God really tell you to move? If you're supposed to move, God told you to pack your boxes. Why are you still here? And the enemy started playing in my mind, and all this type of stuff. So I just stopped. Overall, y'all, just stop. And that's one thing you should not do. Do not stop looking for God to show up, regardless of what the situation is, regardless of what it looks like, regardless of the no's that you get, regardless of what the enemy is saying. Like, despite of, still look for God to show up even in a storm. You know what I mean? But anyway, so fast forward to another year, this next year, which is 2021, 2022. One of those. I can't remember, y'all. Bear with me. It was a while back when I was in my old apartment. If you've been following me since my old apartment, that's when I got that word. But yeah, so fast forward. I was at church one day, y'all. I was at church one day, and the pastor was prophesying to somebody else. I don't know who it was, but I was in my own little world. But that her get prophesied to was stirring me up or whatever. And so God had took me out in the Holy Ghost. You know, I just fell out. I fell out, y'all. And I remember God telling me when I get home to praise him in my living room. And at the time I was living in my apartment. He was telling me to praise him in my living room. You know, that was the instruction. So when I got home, I didn't turn on my TV. I didn't do anything. I literally praised God. See, in order to get your blessing, you got to do exactly what God says. You got to be obedient. So I did exactly what God said to do, y'all. And when I tell you, the Spirit came upon me, y'all. He was in my living room, and God began to minister to me. He said, I did tell you to pack your boxes. Like, I did tell you this. I did tell you it was going to move. Like, he was telling me, like, basically confirming, like, I did tell you. I know that what the enemy told you, but I said that. You know what I'm saying? I began to weep because I'm like, I knew God said it, but, you know, the enemy tried to come in to make it seem like, you know, that he didn't say it. So, y'all, that was, like, my breakthrough. And one day I was in my apartment. Fast forward after that, one day I was in my apartment, and I felt, I don't know how to explain this part, but I felt a new season. It's like I heard a sound of a new season. It wasn't like a bell that went off in the natural. It wasn't like a bell or a whistle or something, you know, saying it's your new season, but it was like a sound in my spirit that said it's a new season. Like, I felt like my old season was ending. Mind you, I told you I was going through a whole lot of things, you know, like a whole lot of things that I needed God to move. I needed, you know, a new season. And I felt it so strongly in my spirit that God was opening up a new season for me, you know. And so right then, like, I was talking to my mom about moving out of my apartment, you know, because I was telling her, like, I feel like, you know, at the time I didn't tell her I felt like a new season, but I was just telling her, like, hey, like, you know, I need to move out this apartment, you know, I need to move into the house or whatever. I just needed to get out that place, you know. And so got in, got settled, quickly got up, you know what I'm saying, and just started to put things into place, you know, because I felt like this new season was coming, you know, or here, in other words. And so fast forward, I was letting my mom know, you know, she was still trying to get me to look for houses here, but I was telling her, like, it's just not, I'm not supposed to be here. Like, my time here is up. You know, I kept trying to tell her that, but she wasn't understanding me at the time. You know, I was like, you know, hey, I don't think my home is here. I don't think, you know, I'm supposed to get a place here. I'm supposed to get a place. And mind you, on my list of things I wanted God to do, I planned and things that sort of, like, you know, different things. And so one of the things I said, I want to either move to Texas or move to Atlanta. But I didn't know which one or where God wanted me to move. But I put that down. But anyways, I was telling my mama, you know, but she wasn't understanding. So I was kind of getting frustrated a little bit because I'm like, you know, you're not understanding what I'm feeling. You're not understanding that, you know, and a lot of things, y'all, people are not going to understand. A lot of things is not for everybody. Like, what God tells you, focus on what God tells you. Don't listen to everybody else. Don't, you know, let people throw you off of what God is telling you. Like, just focus on what God's telling you. And so I went to church. Fast forward, I went to church, and literally, but before that, I was driving down the street, driving down the road, and I began to cry and weep. And I got to a point where I was like tired of being in this teaching thing. I was like, Lord, I'm unhappy. I'm not happy in this teaching thing. I'm not happy in my, you know, not saying I'm not happy at my job, like at the school I was at. I just wasn't happy in the field I was in. Like, I was growing weird. I was growing tired of this. And you know, you ever got to a place where if you don't get out of something, you're going to lose your mind? Like, if you don't do something different, you're going to lose your mind. And that's where I was. I felt like I was about to lose my mind if I did not get about this teaching thing. You know, and so I began to tell God that, you know, express how I felt, even though God, you know, knew before I even expressed it to him, but I just needed to get it off of me. I just needed to say it to him. You know, I was unhappy, and I just kept weeping as I was driving down the road. So fast forward, I went to church, and God literally confirmed to me what I needed, y'all. Like, I kid you not. Oh my goodness, it was like a breakthrough that I needed. And this was back in October of last year. So October of last year, God prophesied to me, this is where I made the decision that I was going to move to Dallas, Texas, which is what this whole thing is about. And so he began to tell me that, he wanted me to be happy, and that he told me not to be afraid to step out on faith. Don't be afraid to step out on faith. And so I took that word and I ran with it, you know what I mean? And he was like, don't vacillate back and forth, because I was like, I knew my season was here, but I didn't, here was up, but I didn't know if, I was supposed to move to Texas or not. I was just kind of vacillating back and forth, I didn't know. And so God came back and was like, don't vacillate back and forth. Just don't be afraid to step out on faith. And so I immediately, like when I tell you, after that prophecy, God sent another word to me. It wasn't direct, but it was basically saying if something doesn't happen, you're gonna lose your mind. And that was me. So a lot of times, if people, words are going forth, a lot of times it doesn't have to be direct. Like you need to, if it's for you, grab that word. And it was for me. I grabbed it and ate that whole plate. I grabbed that word, y'all, and so I took it. And so, mind you, God already prophesied to me, like in my apartment, that I was gonna move. And then he sent 2 other confirmations. And so at that point, I took it and I ran with y'all. Now here's the thing: look for the enemy to show up when you're trying to do things, y'all, because Lord, when you get a word from God, you should expect the enemy to come regardless. You should expect things to, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so after that, I immediately I was at work one day and I started filling out my FAFSA application because I wanted to go to school. That's another thing I'm going to get into. Started putting things in place, y'all, for this move. I didn't know how it was going to happen. All I had was a word. Somebody in the Bible, either Moses or Abraham, that all they had was a word. They left everybody behind. Like I felt that was me. Like all I had was a word. I didn't know how it was gonna work out, but I knew at that moment, y'all, after that word, I didn't worry about where the money was gonna come from. I didn't worry about where I was gonna stay. Like I knew God was gonna take care of me. Like, because God gave me that word. Like I knew he was gonna take good care of me. But here comes the enemy. Did God really tell you? Are you supposed to move to Texas? What you gonna do about money? What you gonna do about a job? And mind you, y'all, on my list, like I told y'all, I wrote down my things on my list. It says write the vision down, make it plain. I wrote down that I wanted to leave teaching to be a full-time entrepreneur. I find that I'm gonna include it in this video so you guys can literally see. Like that has always been my dream, to be a full-time entrepreneur. Like work for myself. Like it just wasn't in me to, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm blessed I'm grateful for the jobs I had, but I wanted something more. Like I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to be my own entrepreneur. Like always. So I put it on my list that I wanted to leave teaching. And so the enemy started coming, to me like, did God say this? What you gonna do about this? What you gonna do about that? And so I let it get to me a little bit. Mind you, that whole couple months, I wasn't even worried, y'all. Like, at all. But around, like, maybe close to the end of the month, end of the year, that's when I was like, that's when it was really getting to me. The enemy was really getting to me. Inside the kitchen, I went to the restroom. And I asked God, I said, am I supposed to do about a job, or where am I supposed to work at, or whatever? And y'all, I came out the bathroom and God immediately like spoke to me, and he said, you didn't ask me for a job. You asked me to be an entrepreneur. And when I tell you, like, I was like, okay, Lord. Kept on going. He was like, you asked me to leave teaching. Aren't you leaving? You asked me to move to a different state. Aren't you moving? Like, he was like, I'm doing what you're asking me to do. Like, do you not see this? And I was like, okay, God, I hear you. Like, I hear you. And so, and of course, God gives us wisdom to save money and do things like that. So, I was saving money, things like that. But I wasn't, after that, like, I wasn't really worried about it anymore, at all. after, you know, God really like get me together. Like, okay, God, like, okay, I hear you. Like, you right. Praise you, glory to God. You right. But yeah, so I started getting my things together, filling out applications, and you know, look for apartments. If you watch my travel video to Dallas, that was why I went to Dallas. Is because I'm moving to Dallas. You know, that was the reason of me being there. I mean, also too, to look at apartments. But y'all, one of those days I had like that cutout shirt on, and my energy was super low that day when I filmed, and I just only told y'all like one thing. And my energy was low because when I got up that morning, y'all, I had filled an application, fill out my FAFSA to get into hair school for this specific school that I was you know, trying to get into doing my financial aid. And so I had to do an appeal to tell why I needed you know, money, because I exceeded my financial aid back you know, during undergrad. And so they denied my appeal, y'all. They denied my appeal. And when I tell you, I was hurt, because I'm like, Lord, you told me to move. I'm trying to, you know, trying to do things, you know what I'm saying? I put my faith out there, and then they're going to deny me? Like, that's the whole point of me even being in Texas, is to do hair. Like, and now I can't go to hair school? Like, what? I can't get into this school? So, yeah, I was hurt. Like, I was hurt for a while, y'all. For real. And then so I didn't, at the time, I was supposed to look at apartments that same day. I didn't even want to go, y'all, but my mom was like, girl, get up and go. And so I dried my tears, and I went to look at those apartments. I applied for the apartments and got denied. Child, I said, now Lord, I got 2 denials, baby. Oh, I was like, no. I was like, can't be. Ain't no way. You gonna tell me, you gonna prophesy to me to move and do this, and I'm getting all these no's? Y'all. Oh, I cried so bad on my mama's shoulder, y'all. I was out like a baby. Like, I was crying because I'm like, dang, like, another denial. But at the time, I wasn't. Okay, hopefully we back, y'all. My camera had literally died on me. But yeah, so I got denied, and y'all, I just did not understand. I was like, Lord, you got to come down and tell me yourself what's going on. You gonna have to sit in this car seat and put your seatbelt on, because where are we going? Like, you ever been driving, don't know where you going? Like, baby, I'm like, Jesus, take the wheel, because I don't even know where I'm going. But at the time, I wasn't thinking about it may be delayed but not denied. Like, you know, that saying, things are delayed but doesn't mean that it's denied, you know. As for it, y'all, and let me tell y'all this, I got with apartment hunter Sarah. Put her information in here too, and down below. If you're looking for an apartment or whatever you're looking for, check her out, because she definitely helped me out a lot too, with looking for a place in Dallas. So yeah, I went back to her, and I was like, girl, like, we can't do this apartment, like, because they want you to make 3 times the rent. The money wasn't the issue, it was just showing them on paper, because all I have my teacher check stubs, and of course under what they're asking, and so I couldn't get by that. They didn't care about me paying up the rent. They wanted it on paper. Like, they were strict about that. And so I was like, girl, they not letting up, like, we gonna have to. And she was like, well, the thing that my check stubs say I can have is a studio apartment. And nothing wrong with studio apartments. If you have one, that's great. I just didn't want a studio because I needed space. Like, I needed space. And so I was literally about to settle, y'all, for a studio at the time. Like, I was about to settle, because I'm like, well, this is the only thing I'm going to be able to get, you know. But God. So she was like, I have this other place, super nice, brand new building that just got built, brand new apartments. Like, everything is new. Like, and she sent it to me. Y'all, fell in love. It's a perfect area. And so she set me up an appointment to do a tour. But of course, I was in Dallas for spring break, so I didn't have a break after that that I can go back to right then. And so I did a virtual tour with one of the managers. And he showed me the place. Y'all, loved it. And so I was telling him my situation. I'm like, hey, you think I should still apply? And he's like, yeah, still apply, you know, but it's still up to, of course, manager, the boss or whatever. And so I was like, okay. So I applied. And so y'all, I was literally, it's like maybe a week after, or a couple days after, I was sitting at my desk, and my kids were in the classroom, and so I was sitting at my desk working on something, and I got an email. Child, why it said approved? Baby, when I said, and my kids was like, what, Miss Waller? I was stuck, baby. I was stuck for a minute. I could not believe my eyes. Like, so I got my first approval, y'all. I was, baby, my rest of the day, I didn't care what the kids do. I didn't care what the kids doing, because that made my day. And so I was just waiting on the official letter, y'all. And so I think a week after that, I got my letter saying welcome home, blah, 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 blah. And y'all, I was lit. Like, I was super lit, y'all. And I wish I could take y'all back, because I did record these things behind the scene. But of course, if you watch my previous video, my camera video, I told you guys I lost my camera, and my SD card was in there too. So I lost all that footage. So I can't show you guys the different things that I'm talking about. So that sucks, but yeah, it is what it is. So y'all, I was super excited. So I think like a day or so out there, I signed my lease, y'all. And yeah, so I moved in on June 30th, a day before my birthday. When I say the best birthday gift I could ever ask for, y'all, I love Texas. I love Dallas, regardless, but of course that's where God wants me to go, which is why I'm moving to Texas. So why Texas? That's why I'm going to be doing Texas. I'm actually going to hair school, y'all. I actually started hair school on July the 10th, so I'm super excited about that, y'all. Of course, they don't take financial aid, so you gotta pay out of pocket. But baby, if God said it, it is done. I'm not worried about it. The way it's already made. Okay, so yes, you guys, that's the whole thing. And so when I was signing my lease to this brand new building and things of that sort, I remember a long time ago when God told me in my apartment, he prophesied new resources, new territory, new this, new that. And I was like, dang, when I signed the lease, I was like, dang, I'm signing lease to a brand new building. I was like, God did say new, everything new. So I was like, that was a revelation that I got. So y'all, I'm so excited, y'all. Like, we are about to go on a journey, y'all. This content's gonna change. We're about to really get into it, y'all. Into some brand new content. I'm super excited to share with you guys my journey of going to cosmetology school, you know, like my journey of exploring Texas and different areas. And why I got an apartment is because I want to see the different areas before I just say, okay, I'm ready to settle into a home. I want to explore right now the different areas, and maybe I'm not supposed to be, getting a home in Texas. Maybe it's somewhere else, but we're gonna see. This is a whole journey, and I'm ready for this new journey, y'all. Like, I'm super excited to share with you guys this brand new content. Of course, we're gonna be traveling, y'all, because I'm free now. Like, I'm actually free. Like, for a long time I was surviving, you know what I'm saying, but now I'm about to live, you know what I'm saying, and thrive in the area that I've been waiting to thrive in for so long. Like, I watch people all the time, talk about how they left their job to pursue what they really want to pursue and things that sort. And I've always said, like, dang, is that gonna be me? Like, I'm ready to do that too. Like, and to finally sit here and tell you guys that I'm about to do exactly what I wanted to do, like, it's amazing, y'all. Like, I'm literally like, I'm literally like 2 weeks away from my moving day. No, yeah, I'm literally moving in next weekend, y'all. I literally move in next weekend, and Am I fully packed? No. Like, that's crazy. It's a whole nother thing. Y'all, we're gonna do an apartment tour. We're gonna do, like, it's gonna be a whole nother, this content is about to go on a whole nother level, y'all. I'm so excited to share with you guys. So if you ready, if you interested in travel videos, if you are an aspiring hairstylist and you want to see the behind the scenes of cosmetology school, like if you want to explore Dallas more but don't really know, like if you're into different things like that, like, then you go ahead and subscribe, sis, because we're about to take a trip. My favorite rocket ship. No, for real though, for real, I'm just with you. But we're literally about to go on the journey, y'all. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. Like, let's get it, let's go. Okay, so I hope I cover everything. Let me make sure. Look at this phone, because as y'all see, I wasn't looking at my phone. I was literally going out the dome. So yeah, I cover why I'm leaving. I cover my journey through teaching, the prophecy God told me, how it started, my next move and why, the city and why, y'all. I told you guys all of that, y'all. So I'm excited, y'all. I'm super excited, y'all. So it's time to get it going. So to those that are scared to pivot, don't be scared. I was watching Jazz Anye on YouTube yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah. And she was talking about the power, she was talking about never to underestimate the power of pivoting. Like, it's so much power in pivoting. Like, it's so much power in change. Like, you don't even understand. You know, like, there's no growth in complacency. Like, you have to be uncomfortable in order to grow. And so as I'm like talking about this, and as I'm going through like you know, getting my things together to make this move to a whole nother state, like I understood why I had to wait. You know, it was some things I had to learn. It was some people I had to drop off. Like, it was some things that I had to get off of me in order for me to go. You know what I mean? And although I didn't understand, you know, at the time, I understand now. And I thank God that I did not go when I wanted to go. Like, what a disaster that would have been. You know, to move before God wants you to move. Like, that's a whole disaster in itself, child. But yeah, so I haven't told my kids at school. Like, I think only 2 kids know, and that's about it. So everybody's gonna find out at the same time. Like, my kids are gonna find out. That's another big thing too. Like I told y'all, like I actually started liking teaching once I got to my new school. I really did, and I enjoy my kids. Like, it's super. It was a great time. I'm gonna miss them, but I'm definitely coming back for their graduation. Like, my very first kids I had, like, they graduate. They going to 6th grade this upcoming school year, and so definitely coming back next year to see them graduate. But just to let them know, like, you can do whatever you want to do. Don't let nobody stop you. Don't let the no's stop you. Like, don't let what you see, you know, deter you from where you're supposed to actually be. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it stop you. You know what I'm saying? Go after wherever you go after, because y'all are some great kids. I'm just speaking to my kids right now. Like, y'all are amazing kids, and I had a wonderful time teaching you guys. I hope that what I said throughout my throughout the school year, you know what I'm saying, like, you it encouraged you, it motivates you to keep pushing. Like, I'm not going forever. I'm definitely gonna come back, but I'm just, don't give up, y'all. Like, I'm ready to see y'all graduate. Be good. Be good. Don't run the new teacher out, child. You know, but I can't wait to see what you guys are going to get into as you get older. I cannot wait to, you know, see the accomplishments that you guys are going to accomplish in the near future. And just be great, y'all. Just be great, okay? But yes, you guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comment section. If you're in the Texas area, comment down below. Texas, you know what I'm saying? Let me know what area you from, girl. Welcome me to the city, baby, because the Real Key TV is taking Texas, baby. baby, okay? We're taking on Texas, and I'm super excited to take on Texas, y'all. I'm so excited, y'all. So come along this journey with me. I pray I covered what I need to cover, and I just hope that this encourages somebody to step out on faith, you know, to do what you were scared to do, because a lot of things sometimes you gotta do it scared, you gotta do it afraid, not knowing, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so go after it, y'all, because I'm definitely about to go after it. Everything God has for me, I'm coming after it, okay? But yes, you guys, so this video is gonna drop after so this is my last video in this state. I uploaded the rest of the videos I need to upload. Next content you're gonna see after this is gonna be Texas content, so I'm so excited. But yeah, so if you're ready, go ahead and subscribe, like this video, hit that bell so you can be notified every time you go post. Okay, so just watch Key take Dallas, Texas. See you guys in Texas.